SJC Institute of Technology. On this bright day, remembering and seeking the divine blessings from Yuga Yogi, Parama Pujya Jagadguru, Padma Bhushana, Shri 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 Dr. Balagangadharanatha Mahaswamiji, presenting my humble pranams to the lotus feet of Shriman Niranjana, Pranavaswarupi, Parama Pujya Jagadguru, Shri 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 Dr. Nirmalanandanatha Mahaswamiji, Pujya Shri Shri Mangalanatha Swamiji, and all the Swamijis of Srimad. I am Parinita, the Vice Chair of IEEE Student Branch and host of this technical event. On behalf of SJCIT family, I extend a warm welcome to the 3rd IEEE International Conference on Knowledge Engineering and Communication Systems, the ICKECS 2025. We are honored to have you all here today as we take our steps on an incredible journey of progress and innovation in the worlds of knowledge engineering and communication systems. As we begin our event, let us honor the rich cultural heritage of our state with the Nadagite, the state anthem of Karnataka. I kindly request to stand as a mark of respect.
जय हे कर्नाटक माते, जय सुंदर नदी वन कलनाडे, जय हे रस ऋषिगळ बीडे, भूदेविय मकुटದ ನವಮಣಿಯೇ, ಗಂಧದ ಚಂದನ ಹೊನ್ನಿನ ಗಣಿಯೇ, ರಾಘವ ಮಧುಸೂದನರವತರಿಸಿದ ಭಾರತ ಜನನಿಯ ತಂಜಾತೆ, ಜನನಿಯ ಜೋಗುಳ ವೇದದ ಘೋಷ, ಜನನಿಗೆ ಜೀವವು ಇಂದಾವೇಶ, ಹಸುವಿನ ನೀಗಳ ಸಾಯೇ, ನಿನ್ನಯ ಕೊರಳಿನ ಹಾವೇ, ಕಪಿಲ ಪತಂಜಲ ಗೌತಮ ಜಿನನುತ ಭಾರತ ಜನನಿಯ ತಂಜಾತೆ, ಶಂಕರ ರಮನುಜ ವಿದ್ಯಾರಣ್ಯ, ಬಸವೇಶ್ವರ ಮಧ್ವರ ದಿವ್ಯಾರಣ್ಯ, ನನ್ನ ಷಡಕ್ಷರಿ ಪೊನ್ನ, ಪಂಪನ ಕುಮಿಪತಿ ಜನ್ಮ, ಕುಮಾರ ವ್ಯಾಸರ ಮಂಗಳ ಧಾಮ, ಕವಿ ಕೋಗಿಲೆಗಳ ಪುಣ್ಯಾರಾಮ, ನಾನಕ ರಾಮಾನಂದ ಕಬೀರರ ಭಾರತ ಜನನಿಯ ತಂಜಾತೆ, ಭೈರವ ಹೊಯ್ಸಳರಾಡಿದ ನಾಡೆ, ನಂಕನ ಜಟನರ ನೆಚ್ಚಿನ ಬೇರೆ, ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಶರಾವತಿ ತುಂಗಾ, ಕಾವೇರಿಯವರ ಗಂಗ, ಚೈತನ್ಯ ಪರಮಹಂಸ ವಿವೇಕರ ಭಾರತ ಜನನಿಯ ತಂಜಾತೆ, ಸರ್ವ ಜನಾಂಗದ ಶಾಂತಿಯ ತೋಟ, ರಸಿಕರ ಕಂಗಳ ಸೆಳೆಯುವ ನೋಟ, ಹಿಂದೂ ಕ್ರೈಸ್ತ ಮುಸಲ್ಮಾನ, ಪಾರಸಿಕ ಜೈನ ಉದ್ಯಾನ, ಜನಗಣ ಹೋಲುವ ಧ್ವನಿಗಳ ಧಾಮ, ಭಾರತ ವೈದಿಕರ ರಾಮ, ಕನ್ನಡ ನುಡಿ ಕುಣಿದಾಡುವ ದೇಹ, ಕನ್ನಡ ತಾಯಿಯ ಮಕ್ಕಳ ದೇಹ, ಭಾರತ ಜನನಿಯ ತಂಜಾತೆ, ಜಯ ಹೇ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಮಾತೆ, ಜಯ ಹೇ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಮಾತೆ, ಜಯ ಹೇ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಮಾತೆ.
Thank you. You may please take your seats now. Let us begin this significant occasion with a moment of reflection, opening our hearts and minds to a spirit of wisdom, connection and hope. Now, I invite Ms. Shushmita and Deepthi from Department of ECE to invoke the Almighty.
सरस्वती नमोस्तुते, सरस्वती नमोस्तुते, शारदे विद्याप्रदे, शारदे विद्याप्रदे, सरस्वती नमोस्तुते, शारदे विद्याप्रदे, सरस्वती नमोस्तुते, कर्तृतवीर्यवते, पुस्तक करधृत वीणा पुस्तक वरमणिमालालङ्कृते करधृत वीणा पुस्तक वरमणिमालालङ्कृते सरस्वती नमोऽस्तुते शारदे विद्याप्रदे सरस्वती नमोऽस्तुते नरहरिसुत विधिललित नवमणियुत कम्बुकले नरहरिसुत विधिललित नवमणियुत कम्बुकले सुरसेवित पदयुगले सुरसेवित पदयुगले सुधाकर समदवळे सुरसेवित पदयुगळे सुधाकर समदवळे सरस्वती नमोऽस्तुते शारदे विद्याप्रदे सरस्वती नमोऽस्तुते. Thank you.
Thank you. Your singing added a special touch to the invocation. It is with deep respect I invite our esteemed principal Dr. G.T. Raju sir to deliver welcome address.
Jai Shri Gurudev. On this inaugural ceremony of 3rd IEEE International Conference on Knowledge Engineering and Communication Systems, popularly known as ICKACS 2025, remembering with reverence Parama Pujya Jagadguru Padma Bhushana Shri 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 Dr. Balagangadharnath Mahaswamiji, submitting my humble and devout pranams at the lotus feet of His Holiness Jagadguru Shri 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 Dr. Nirmalanandanath Mahaswamiji, seeking the blessings from Pujya Shri Shri Mangalath Swamiji, esteemed Dr. Mahadev Prasanna, Director IIIT Dharwad, distinguished dignitaries on and off the dais, renowned speakers, respected authors, delegates, dear participants, guests, press, media, ladies and gentlemen. A very good morning to each and every one of you. It is indeed a matter of immense pride and privilege for me to stand before you today to formally welcome you all to the 3rd IEEE International Conference on Knowledge Engineering and Communication Systems ICKECS 2025. At the very outset, I bow with utmost reverence to His Holiness Shri 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 Dr. Nirmalanandanath Mahaswamiji, whose profound wisdom, spiritual leadership and unwavering commitment to the cause of education have been a beacon of light for generations. Our Mahaswamiji's august presence here today adds immense sanctity and significance to this event. We are truly blessed to be graced by His Holiness, whose vision seamlessly bridges the timeless values of our heritage with the dynamic aspirations of modern scientific inquiry. Being an IITian, His Holiness was conferred with Doctor of Honoris Causa, that is Honorary Doctor of Science, by various universities including Mysore University, Rajiv Gandhi University of Health Sciences, Vishweshwaraya Technological University. We are all fortunate to learn and work under the spiritual guidance and leadership of our Mahaswamiji. We acknowledge sincerely and express our deep sense of gratitude for His Holiness magnanimity in all our endeavors. On behalf of all of us, submitting my humble pranams and seeking the divine blessings, I extend devoteful welcome to our Puja Mahaswamiji and requesting His Holiness to chair and grace the occasion. I request our CAO sir to welcome our Mahaswamiji, offering pranams with bucket. We would like to extend a warm welcome to Pujya Shri Shri Mangala Swamiji in his absence. Secretary Adichanchini Shakamat Chikbillapur. His unconditional love and affection, moral support and commitment towards development of our institution cannot be described in few words. We would also like to extend a warm welcome to Dr. Somnath Ji, former chairman, Indian Space Research Organization, and a distinguished visiting professor, Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore. We are supposed to have him to grace this occasion with his gracious presence on this occasion, but due to unavoidable circumstances, we could not. However, he has sent a recorded message to all of us. It will be played within a short span of time. Now I extend a most cordial welcome to Dr. Mahadeva Prasanna, an eminent academician and an accomplished leader in the field of information technology and engineering education. As the director of IIIT Dharwad, Dr. Prasanna has been instrumental in nurturing innovation and fostering excellence among young minds. Ladies and gentlemen, please give him a big round of applause for having accepted our invitation and is with us today in this momentous occasion. Sir, we are honored by your presence and eagerly look forward for your inspiring address. I request our Puja Mahaswamiji to honor Dr. Prasanna. We are equally honored to have with us Dr. Parameshachari BD, currently working as Professor and Head of Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering at Nitte Meenakshi Institute of Technology, Bengaluru. He is also serving as Associate Dean R&D at NMIT. He is the visiting professor at University of Rome, Italy. He is currently serving as the Student Activity Committee Chair, IEEE Bengaluru section. He is also listed in world's top 2% scientist by Stanford University, USA for his research works. So we look forward to your insights and guidance as we embark on this exciting journey of knowledge exchange, sir. I request our Puja Mahaswamiji to honor Dr. Parameshachari. Yeah. Now it's the time to welcome the devotee of Srimad, Mr. Amar Narayan, Indian Administrative Service. He has served at various capacities. I request our Puja Swamiji to honor Mr. Amar Narayan. With pleasure, I welcome our beloved Dr. N. Shivaram Reddy Sir, Chief Administrative Officer, BGS Group of Educational Institutions, Chikbillapur Division, to this auspicious occasion. Cordial welcome to all our heads of the departments, administrative officer and fellow faculty members of our institution to this significant program. I also extend a heartfelt welcome to all the distinguished dignitaries who have kindly accepted our invitation to grace this occasion. Your presence symbolizes the collective commitment to the cause of advancing knowledge and fostering interdisciplinary research. A very special welcome is reserved for the esteemed keynote speakers and invited experts from across the globe who have come forward to share their scholarly insights. So their contributions will undoubtedly enrich the academic dialogues and open new vistas of thought during the course of this conference. I wish to place on record my deep appreciation for all the authors and researchers who have painstakingly prepared and submitted high-quality research articles for presentation and discussion. The remarkable response we have received reflects the vibrancy of the global research community and its eagerness to contribute to the evolving fields of knowledge engineering and communication systems. Ladies and gentlemen, the advent of knowledge engineering and the rapid evolution of communication systems have been among the most defining developments of the 21st century. The ability to acquire, structure and apply knowledge effectively, coupled with the power of seamless communication, has revolutionized industries, transformed the societies and redefined the contours of human potential. It is within this exciting and dynamic context that ICKE CS 2025 finds its relevance. The conference aims to provide a fertile ground for the exchange of ideas, dissemination of research findings, and the establishment of collaborations that transcend borders. It is our endeavor to promote a spirit of inquiry, critical analysis, and innovation, qualities that are indispensable to the progress of science and society alike. Over the course of the next 2 days, we shall witness an array of technical sessions, keynote addresses, and paper presentations. Each session has been meticulously curated to ensure the highest standards of academic rigor and relevance to the contemporary challenges. I urge each one of you to engage actively, deliberate thoughtfully, and collaborate generously. Let this conference be more than just an academic event. Let it be a collaboration of knowledge, a forge of partnerships, and a platform for shaping the future. Before I conclude, I would like to extend my sincere gratitude to the organizing committee, the technical team, our volunteers, and all those who have worked tirelessly behind the scenes to make this conference a reality. Your dedication and meticulous planning deserve special appreciation. In conclusion, once again, on behalf of the organizers and on my own behalf, I extend a very warm and respectful welcome to each and every one of you. May this gathering be intellectually stimulating, personally enriching, and professionally rewarding. Let us embark together on a journey of discovery, dialogue, and development. May the blessings of His Holiness guide us towards greater accomplishments. Thank you all. Jai Shri Gurudev.
Thank you, sir, for your welcome speech and a heartfelt welcome to you, sir. I request Professor Ravikiran, sir, to welcome our beloved principal. Let's start this intellectual journey. May we be guided by the light and the spirit of innovation. I request our Pujya Mahaswamiji and the dignitaries to inaugurate the program by lighting the lamp.
यामि मणिसन्निभमात्मलिङ्गम् मायापुरी हृदयपङ्कजसन्निविष्टम् श्रद्धानदी विमलचित्तजलाभिषेकै नित्यं समाधिकुसुमैर्न पुनर्भवाय नित्यं समाधिकुसुमैर्न पुनर्भवाय ज्ञानपूर्ण जगन्ज्योति निर्मलवाद मनवे कर्पूरधारति ज्ञानपूर्ण जगन्ज्योति निर्मलवाद मनवे कर्पूरधारति अनुदीन गुरु विनोदनुगुणे भक्तियले अनुदीन गुरु विनोदनुगुणे भक्तियले जननामरहित जंगमके ಬೆಳಗಿರಿ ಜ್ಞಾನಪೂರ್ಣ ಜಗನ್ಜ್ಯೋತಿ ನಿರ್ಮಲವಾದ ಮನವೇ ಕರ್ಪೂರಧಾರತಿ
Thank you, Pujya Mahaswamiji and the dignitaries for gracing this ceremony. It's time to dive deeper into understanding. It is with great honor that I invite Dr. Manjunath Kumar Sir, Dean Academics, Technical Program Chair, ICKECS, to provide an overview with this event.
Jai Shri Gurudev. Submitting my pranams at the lotus feet of our Mahaswamiji. Good morning to all. With the blessings of our Pujya Mahaswamiji, distinguished dignitaries on the dais, off the dais, invited speakers, delegates, invitees, HODs, and my fellow faculty members, a very good morning to all. once again I bid a warm welcome to 3rd IEEE International Conference on Knowledge Engineering and Communication System, ICKECS 2025. The idea of organizing an IEEE International Conference under Knowledge Engineering and Communication Systems was coined by our beloved principal sir in the year 2022. Our first IEEE International Conference was held during December 2022. Around 225 papers were presented in the first international conference. And second IEEE International Conference was held during the April 2024. 291 papers were presented in the second conference, and this is our third edition of ICKECS. We are indeed very happy and honored to have about 300 plus delegates with us from the different parts of the state and country in online and offline mode, making this conference a very truly exceptional one. This conference was provided all of us a unique opportunity to participate, present and discuss the concepts, emerging trends, techniques, new developments and the experiences in knowledge engineering and communication systems. And we have started this work of ICKECS 2025 immediately after the completion of second edition. All my colleagues from the different departments like ECE, CSE, ISE, AML, ANDS and Computer Science and Design have been involved and worked extremely hard to make it an outstanding conference. We would like to express our sincere appreciation and thanks to all those who have dedicated their precious time and efforts for the preparation of this conference. The support and timely advices from the advisory committee members, organizations, institutions and individuals have contributed significantly to the accomplishment of this conference. We have successfully managed the whole conference with a comprehensive online process for paper submission, review process, conference registration, accommodation and other services through our official website. And research scholars, faculty and students of reputed institutions and industries from Karnataka and most of the states in India and 10 countries across the globe have submitted the quality research articles on a broad range of the conference theme areas. And we have received 1234 papers. Among these 1234 papers, we have received 50 papers from the different countries. So from USA we have received 24 papers, Indonesia 8 papers, UK 5 papers, Bangladesh 4 papers, Philippines 3 papers and Malaysia 2 papers, Russia, Saudi Arabia, Sri Lanka, Iraq. From these countries we have received 1 paper each. So total 50 papers we have received from the different countries, and from India, from different states we have received 1040 papers. So maximum contribution is from Karnataka, then Tamil Nadu, Maharashtra and Andhra Pradesh, Telangana. So after receiving these many papers, then we have conducted a peer triple blind review process, and based on the result of the review process, we have accepted 295 papers for the presentation. We appreciate and extend our frank recognition to over 900 authors for their quality and innovative contributions. We had a great task of reviewing this large number of quality submissions, and we are indeed grateful to all the program committee members, conference secretaries, organizing chairs and external reviewers for their sincere efforts in reviewing these papers. Today and tomorrow more than 20 technical paper presentations will be conducted in offline and virtual mode. The detailed program schedule and session schedule is given in your conference kit, and we are bringing out the conference proceedings of that contain quality contributions made by the researchers at this conference in the form of printed book with an ISBN in 3 volumes. We acknowledge the efforts of publication committee for having done an excellent editing work. Best paper award on each track will be awarded to encourage and recognize the true efforts of the research scholars. The nominees for this award will be recommended by the session chairs and will be awarded during the valedictory function. We acknowledge sincerely and express our deep sense of gratitude and pranams to our Puja Guruji. Also, we are grateful to Dr. Vidyashankar S, Vice Chancellor, VTU, for his constant support and VTU for its wide circulation about the conference among all the affiliated institutions. We owe our special heartfelt thanks to our Principal and General Chair of ICKECS 2025, Dr. G.T. Raju sir, who appreciated the importance of this event and provided all guidance and support throughout the conference. Our Principal sir commitment towards successful conduction of this conference can never be described in few words. Thank you, sir. We also acknowledge administrative officer, HODs, faculty and supporting staff members of all the departments, volunteers and all those who have directly or indirectly helped us making this ICKA-CS 2025 a grand success. Truly speaking, the success of this conference depends on the strong support and active participation of all the delegates. On behalf of ICKA-CS 2025, I wish you a pleasant stay at our campus with a fruitful outcome. Thank you all. Jai Shri Gurudev.
Thank you, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed participants, now it's the time for release of the 3 volumes of the conference proceedings of 3rd IEEE International Conference on Knowledge Engineering and Communication Systems, where research articles, contributions, insights and innovations are published by various authors. I request our Puja Mahaswamiji and dignitaries on the dais to release the conference proceedings. Thank you, Puja Mahaswamiji and dignitaries. To begin our session, we are honored to have with us today the distinguished experts who will be sharing their valuable insights and perspectives with us. Without any further delay, let me introduce our guest. Now, I like to invite Mrs. Rashmi, Assistant Professor, Department of CSE, to introduce our honored guest.
Dr. S. Somnath is a renowned Indian aerospace engineer and a former chairman of ISRO. Joining ISRO in 1985, he played key roles in PSLV and GSLV projects and served as director of major ISRO centers. As chairman from 2022 to 2025, he led historic missions including Chandrayaan-3, a recipient of prestigious awards like the ISRO Performance Excellence Award and Karnataka Rajyotsava Award. He is the author of Niluva Simhangal, Lions That Darken the Moonlight, inspiring youth to dream big. Dr. Somnath continues to contribute as a distinguished scientist and advisor. Due to unforeseen circumstances, we could not have Sir's presence here. However, we have received a voice message that we would like to share with everyone.
Good morning, Namaskar. Thank you so much for this invitation to be part of this conference being organized by SJC Institute of Technology, the 3rd IEEE International Conference on Knowledge, Engineering and Communication Systems, ICKES 2025. Really honored to be part of this conference. Let me convey my regrets that I am not able to be present physically with the conference, but I am very happy to share my message as part of this, and thank you so much for agreeing for it. And all the distinguished dignitaries on the dais and off the dais, and also the divine blessings of Sri Sri Dr. Balagantha Gandharvanatha Mahaswamiji, Sri Sri Dr. Nirmalananda Natha Swamiji, Puja Sri Sri Mangalanatha Swamiji, and also the speakers who are there today, Dr. Madhava Prasanna, Director of IIT Tharwa, Dr. Paramesh Chari VD, who is Associate Dean of Niti Meenakshi College, Dr. Thingarajan Perumal, Associate Professor of the University of Putra of Malaysia, and also Dr. Orazio Aillo, of Assistant Professor of the University of Geneva, Italy. My greetings to all of you who are part of this conference and who are going to present different topics and lead the sessions in the conference. My congratulations for organizing such an important conference in this domain of knowledge engineering and communication systems. All of us realize that these two domains are one of the emerging areas, especially the communication systems domain, and also working on data and information, primarily on the knowledge engineering. Communication system has been evolving over the last hundreds of years in various ways. Today we have reached a level where we are able to send data at enormous amounts of speed, and today we are looking at how we can enhance the speed, improve the reliability of the data transmission, and also to prevent eavesdropping into the data, primarily to secure the data while in transmission. I think these domains are now slowly emerging, and continuous connectivity becomes one important topic of discussion in all data communication protocols. So much has evolved over the years. Today, the communication infrastructure that we have in the world are one of the wonders of engineering. It collects everything. Today, we talk about the communication systems in the terrestrial basis, also the communication across space, which also becomes the backbone of the terrestrial communication networks. And we operate on most of the frequency domains as we know today, and slowly moving over to the optical communication networks that are currently allowing very high data transmission to be possible. And more than that, today we are talking about 5G, 6G and better communication networks, where primarily you are looking at very high data rate to come to help us in terms of streaming of videos, education contents and entertainment. And this involves huge amount of engineering challenges, and equally important is the challenges in long distance communication. And these are being addressed as very important topics of research, where the infrastructure development has to take place in the country in permeating this capability all across the world, and of course across the globe. And very focused research is happening in various institutions. Equally important are the capability that we need to develop for space as well. Today you know that internet is being available to each one of us either through the cable connection or the Wi-Fi networks or the radio networks that we have today. And in the coming days, it's going to be from the space. Satellites are directly beaming the internet services right now to devices which are kept there in the ground, and which have capability to beam steer and then receive those signals in a continuous manner from the fast moving satellites. And over the years, it is going to change over to direct to device communication networks. And I am sure in the days to come, it will also become optical, where more high throughput and more secure communication will be possible. Another domain is the quantum encryption of these communication networks to prevent eavesdropping and also to make sure that security of communication is protected. And knowledge engineering is equally important at this moment, because we are looking at huge amount of data collection across communication networks, and this data comes aggregated somewhere, and working on this data and to make a knowledge out of it is something very phenomenal. I think the data finally becomes knowledge, and later becomes the wisdom of the humanity. And this process is something that we are talking about knowledge engineering, I believe. Here the contributions of scientists, technocrats into developing AI and other related technologies becomes very important. Looking at patterns, earlier we were limited to that. Now the patterns give rise to much more complex information domain, which goes into every life of what we have. Today it goes into learning, it goes into medicine, it goes into inventing new materials, it goes into inventing new medicines. So I think it has become a time that we need to look at it more seriously, develop our own capability in both these domains within this country, and very happy that conference of this nature sponsored by IEEE and SJC College is really bringing capable people in front to discuss and then collectively develop competence and capability in this country. My congratulations to everyone who has organized this conference. Wish all the best for the conference. Thank you so much.
In his absence, I would like to offer my deep gratitude and thanks for this video message. To introduce our honored guest of the day, Dr. Mahadeva Prasanna. Dr. S.R. Mahadeva Prasanna is a director of Indian Institute of Information Technology, IIIT Dharwad, and a professor in the Department of Data Science and Intelligence Systems. He holds a PhD in Computer Science and Engineering from IIT Madras. With over 20 decades of experience in academia, Dr. Prasanna has held key positions at institutes such as IIT Guwahati, IIT Dharwad. His research recognition interests span areas such as speech processing, machine learning, deep learning, and pattern recognition. He has published extensively over 159 publications and significant citations in prestigious journals. A senior member of IEEE, Dr. Prasanna has been recognized with several awards, including the National Award for Teachers in 2023. I take privilege to invite Dr. Mahadeva Prasanna to deliver his address.
His Holiness Jagadguru Dr. Nimananda Mahaswamiji, dignitaries on the dais, off the dais, all the participants of the conference, and the participants who have come from out of station to witness this conference. A hearty welcome to this conference. I am happy that such a very relevant topic, knowledge engineering and communication system, has been taken as a theme for this conference. I know my close friend Dr. G.T. Raju is a person of sensing future always. Naturally, this would have come as his brainchild. So, as all of us have going through the era of technology disruption, where we are talking about data science and artificial intelligence, knowledge engineering and communication systems play a very important role. So in this connected world, as our Somnathji mentioned, where data gets generated at an unprecedented rate, at a very instant of time, lot of data gets generated in the digital form and gets stored. And as a result, if this data in this connected world, when you take this data, processing them automatically, because manual processing by humans, it is impossible task. Naturally, we need methods for automatic processing and deriving knowledge out of that and drawing some inferences or conclusions. They are very important to propel our modern world to the next generation. So in this direction, if you just take already with Industry 4.0, lot of digital data getting generated, and industry people are clueless on what to do with this data. So in that way, data has no meaning unless you are not converting that into knowledge. So that is where the role of knowledge engineering comes into picture. So to harness this knowledge, the process of deriving the knowledge from this data is the ambit of the field of artificial intelligence. And the data science itself is getting the data, collecting the data, harnessing them, processing all this ill-posed data and make it available where trillions of data points are available. From there, automatically learning the information and convert them into knowledge, which is useful for the furthering of the human society. That is where the role of artificial intelligence comes into picture. So in that way, this knowledge engineering is a much broader umbrella term under which the most prevalent data science and artificial intelligence are viewed at the first level. But below that, if you go one layer lower, all broad areas of engineering and science can be included. Of course, any new technology disruptions we are seeing in the last 2 decades, the application areas has to go to the society and all other branches of engineering. If you consider the broader application areas of data, artificial intelligence, data science, knowledge engineering, it has to go to the broader science of science and technology. That is where all the papers that they are going to present as a part of this conference will make a, I am sincerely hoping they will make a significant contribution towards the process of knowledge engineering and communication system. I wish you all the best for the conference organizers, and I hope more and more such conferences will be organized where we increase the quality of the publications and works from as we progress from one year to the other year. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir, for sharing your insights. Today, we have Dr. Parmeshachari sir is with us, and sir will be delivering his speech in invited talks. Now, we celebrate a proud moment of our institution. The IEEE student branch of SJCIT has received a generous of 2,50,000 rupees scholarship grant from the IEEE Bangalore Sessions Women in Engineering in collaboration with Quest Global Bangalore. 5 outstanding female students at SJCIT from the Department of AE, AI and ML and CSE have each been awarded of rupees 50,000 to support their academic dreams, reinforcing our commitment to nurturing excellence and empowering young women in technology. To honor and celebrate this achievement, I now humbly request our Pujya Mahaswamiji and esteemed dignitaries to distribute the scholarship checks to these accomplished young women. Let us call upon Nisha N, 4th semester from Department of AI and ML. Miss Prithvika, 4th semester from Department of AE. Miss Gagana M, 4th semester from Department of AE. Miss Manasa L, 4th semester, Department of CSE. On behalf of Manasa, sir is receiving the check. Miss Meghana DT, 6th semester from Department of CSE. Also, we are happy to release the 3rd International Conference Emerging Trends in Engineering and Applied Sciences ICETEA 2025. Thank you, Pujya Mahaswamiji and the dignitaries. Sriman Niranjana Pranava Swarupi Parama Pujya Jagadguru Shri 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 Dr. Nirmalanandanatha Mahaswamiji, renowned for profound wisdom, spiritual guidance and unwavering commitment to serve. I invite Dr. Parmeshachari sir to speak a few words.
Jai Shri Gurudev, seeking the blessings of Shri Shri Dr. Nirmalanandanatha Mahaswamiji and respected dignitaries on the dais, my teacher Dr. Raju sir, and all the dignitaries and all the delegates for the conference. So first of all, I take this opportunity to congratulate SJCIT for organizing 3rd IEEE International Conference on Knowledge, Engineering and Communication System. I am happy to know that the previous conference, ICKCS 2023 and 2022, is already published in IEEE Explore and also indexed in Scopus. And I am representing IEEE Bangalore section. So as we know that IEEE is the world largest professional organization dedicated for the advancing technology for humanity. IEEE Bangalore section especially, there are 3 subsections: IEEE Mangalore subsection, IEEE North Karnataka subsection and the IEEE Mysore subsection. And we are promoting the IEEE activities across Karnataka. There are 120 IEEE student branch, and also they congratulate IEEE SJCIT student branch, and there are 112 student members, and also the student branch has established more than 6 society chapters under the student branch of SJCIT. And IEEE Bangalore section, actually they are giving the scholarships, scholarships also for students, those who are having less income. Around 50 students they are giving. So just now Swamiji has distributed this Quest Global, that is from the headquarter IEEE USA scholarships. So even addition to that Quest Global, IEEE Bangalore section will also provide the scholarship around 50 students per year. And also IEEE Bangalore section is providing travel grants for attending students to outside India, especially Tier 1 conference in abroad. So IEEE Bangalore section supports up to 50,000 travel grant for the students, those who are paper accepted in the Tier 1 conference in abroad. And IEEE Bangalore section, there are 2 types of sponsorships will be there. One is the technical course sponsorship, another one is the financial sponsorship. Generally the financial sponsorship will be conducted by IEEE Bangalore section itself. IEEE Bangalore section, generally they will conduct the flagship conferences in IEEE conference like IEEE Connect and BHTC and Bangalore Humanitarian Technology Conference and Bangalore Technology Conclave. So these are the flagship conference of IEEE Bangalore section. In addition, the IEEE student branch will conduct conference every year. For those conducting the student branch conduct, the IEEE provides the technical course sponsorship. So this is one of the technical course sponsorship of IEEE Bangalore section. So do you know how many conference conducted in IEEE Bangalore section? Anyone knows? Across world? Across the across India? So generally 2000 conference across India, across the country. 200 from India itself. 200 from India itself. 50 from IEEE Bangalore section. 50 from IEEE Bangalore section. So there is some red flag in the IEEE Bangalore section actually, because of some conference are not maintaining the quality of the conference. That's why this time in 2025 when the committee was formed for the conference, we made some stringent procedure for giving the approval for technical course sponsorship for the student branches. This time IEEE Bangalore section has made mandatory for physical presentation especially to maintain the quality. So there are many main advantages of the conference, especially we have the direct engagement and we can have collaborations with the participant, and we have the immediate feedback. So generally if you are attending the conference, you will get the immediate feedback. Okay. And we'll have collaborations and direct engagement, and we can also present our recent trends in front of the peers or the friends. So this type of conference will help generally to encourage ourselves and to grow ourselves in the professional career. So I'm happy that this conference, third IEEE International Conference, has accepted around less than 30% of the papers submissions. So generally IEEE Bangalore section will instruct all the conference organizers to accept the papers with less than 30% to maintain the quality of the conference papers. I request the organizers in the upcoming conference to ensure the at least maximum percentage of the physical presentations, so we can avoid the foreign authors even outside state. We can try to avoid, at least we can give them online, especially within Karnataka. We'll try to invite them for physical participation. We can give some sort of discounts or some special best project or best prizes for the physical participants. With this, I conclude my speech. Congratulations once again, the SJCIT Institute of Technology for organizing this conference. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Shriman Niranjana Pranavaswarupi Parma Puja Jagadguru Shri Dr. Nirmalanandanatha Mahaswamiji, renowned for profound wisdom, spiritual guidance and unwavering commitment to serving humanity. Swamiji's insights and blessings will undoubtedly inspire and uplift as we embark on this intellectual journey. With great reverence and humility, I kindly request our Puja Mahaswamiji to grace us with the Ashirvachana, bestowing upon His Holiness divine blessings and guidance.
Harihi Om Tat Sat. Brahmanandam Paramasukhadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dundvatitam Gagana Sadrusham Tattvamasya Vilaksham Ekam Nityam Yuvalam Achalam Sarvadhi Sakshibhutam Bhavatitam Triguna Rahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami Shri Vidyam Jagatam Dhatrim Sargasthitilaveshwarim Namami Lalitamithya Mahatripura Sundarim. On the occasion of third International Conference on Knowledge Engineering and Communication Systems, I salute to the divine soul of His Holiness Jagadguru Padma Bhushan Dr. Sri Balgangadharnath Mahaswamiji. My special greetings to today's chief guest, Dr. Mahadev Prasanna, Director of IIIT, Dharwad. As a sample, he addressed you and in detail he is going to talk to you during the session. Today's one more guest and guest speaker as well, Dr. Parameshwarchari, beloved principal and all the delegates, respected HODs and the faculty of the institution, and candidates who have come here to present your papers, and ever curious, enchanting students of our institution. Again, it gives me an immense pleasure to be present on this occasion. So, but Amasya program around here, it would not have been possible for me to be present to inaugurate, though this is my own duty, being our own college. I remember still about 2 or 3 years ago when this kind of similar kind of, because around the year so many conferences are going on, nothing is going to be, because I being a sannyasi not necessary to keep all those things in my memory. Unlike your speakers and you all, I was maintaining the equipoise with full of peace. Do you know the reason? Only 2 people can be happy. One's happiness is absolute, others is the relative. but happiness is the happiness. I was keeping quiet with peacefully, reason being, as I have mentioned, two people can be peaceful at peace, whether it's a relative or optimistic, absolute. One is the ignorant, other one is the enlightened. As far as the field knowledge is concerned, I am ignorant, so I am quite happy. There is no disturbance in my mind. And if one has attained the knowledge like these guys, sorry to say, they also can be happy, reason being, they know everything. When you know everything, then also you can be happy. When you do not know anything, like a stone, you can be laid as it is, because it is an inert. As far as the knowledge is concerned, I am ignorant in this field. Only thing I can know is the two subjects which are chosen here to discuss as in the name of the international conference: knowledge engineering and communication system. It is a simple sense to understand that these are the two evolving pillars, like pivotal in the present day evolving landscape of artificial intelligence and the communication system. So when you go back to our Mahabharata time, through Lord Krishna, a lot of data and knowledge used to be generated, correct? So he was emanating and dissipating that energy to Arjuna. There was one guy who was sitting next to the blind king, Dhritarashtra. What was his name? Sanjaya. Sanjaya was being taught with the abundant data system. Having got it, he used to teach and communicate with Dhritarashtra and intent to the external world. That is what, in essence, through your talk, what I have got. Today, abundant energy, abundant data is being collected. If it is not sorted out for the required things, eventually it is not going to be useful to the society. After it is sorted out, if we fail to communicate to the external world with a strong communicating network on the system, today we have 5G and we have been expecting 6G also. If all these things are going to be realized, obviously world is going to be evolved and is going to be benefited. In real time, even the surgery, though we have been surgery using all this technology, in real time, no matter where the expert is, if you are going to share the data while you have been doing the surgery, in turn, the expertise of that expert can be made use across the world. This is the advantage. And already we know artificial intelligence without knowledge engineering cannot be effectively worked. Only when that knowledge engineering system is going to teach the artificial intelligence, they know that artificial intelligence system can work properly and efficiently. As you have mentioned, we are in the industrial revolution of the 4.0. With the invention of the first industrial revolution through steam engines, what all the changes happened in the world, you know it well. And with the innovation of the electricity, again we enter into the second industrial revolution. And with the digital revolution, we enter into the third. Now we are in the fourth with the artificial intelligence, machine learning, big data, and all these things. If we fail to learn, if we fail to innovate, if we fail to communicate, if we fail to collaborate with the other system, we are going to live like an island. If we have to be like a ocean, even after being connected, then we should get connected properly for the proper things. This is one such conference, as I have understood, around which we are all here. Only when we start opening up ourselves, then only knowledge system will start coming to us. So this kind of system and the interactions and the innovations is not quite new for our system over here. Thousands of years ago, our Upanishads used to tell, Vedas used to tell, Ano Babraha Kratava Yantu Vishwataha. We are open for the new knowledge, new system, fresh air. Thing is that knowledge should come. But knowledge and that energy is ever pervading. Everywhere it is there. Unless we are tuned up to receive that, then even if we have that knowledge over there, if I don't have sight, if beautiful things are there everywhere around me, what is the use of that? To understand that and to make use of that beautiful things, I should have the sight. Similarly, beautiful melodious music would be there around. If I don't have that organ, there's no use. So Anabradhaha Kato Yantu Vishwata. Let noble thoughts would come to us from nook and corner of the universe. Knowledge system is going to give. This is not engineering knowledge, rather this is a knowledge engineering. There is a lot of difference between these two. So you people are here to understand, and with the kind of evolution within you, you are going to bring the change and the freshness to the society. So I wish all the best for this third international conference on engineering, knowledge engineering and the communication system. With all these things, at the end of the day, the way how human beings are being taught the ethics, morality, work ethics, life morality. Similarly, in this area also, we have to ensure that ethics, if not, it is going to be a detrimental and disaster. Along with this, we have to teach to our children. Lastly, today, we have been making use of all this knowledge system to train the robots, through which we are going to get the work done from these machines. Robots, through artificial intelligence, all these things, is cooking the food for us. No need to have the cooks, correct? And we have been making use of this system for reading the news. Not news. And we have been making use of this system to fight the wars, to read the news, correct? And to operate in the operation theater, and to diagnose, and to decide how much loan we should give to the customer. Everything, these machines are going to do that. So with this, when we start making use of all these knowledge system and modern system, eventually at the end of the day, what is that we human are going to do? Don't you think that so much of time is going to be left out with us? Isn't it? So earlier we used to plow the land, we used to farm the land, we used to do so many things, but innovations with all these things, at the end of the day, we are going to left with abundant amount of time. In future, there will be a great rise, great demand for the psychiatrist, psychologist. Why? Today, man is sane, healthy, mentally strong, he is intact because he has been doing works. The day when comes to us, when there is no work, in spite of so much of money will be around, facilities be around, if you don't have work, if you don't put ourselves into the work, obviously such person is going to become insane and the mad. Then at that point of time, if along with the modern technology, the way how we have been teaching artificial intelligence through knowledge system, similarly, we should be taught how to be sane, how to be mindful, how to be wholesome, even in the absence of lot of works when you are blessed with so much of time. So much of time is there for you. If you do not know how to dive in deep into yourself to know something in essence for which we are created, at that point of time, such man is going to become mad. Then who is going to teach that? Got the point? Along with the learning of all these things, we have to teach humanity how to go into in ourself, going where we are going to find ourselves. Unfortunately, such a system is not being created already. You must have heard that Sophia robot, when it was asked, what it was asked? Sophia, do you have any observations about these human beings? So observe things, what are the implications, what are your suggestions? You have got it? You must have heard these questions which were asked by the technocrat to the Sophia robot. What it says? My observation toward this human being is quite simple, that these human beings are not going to learn from their past mistakes. This is the observation by the machines which is created by us. Correct? What is the answer? These human beings are not going to learn from their past mistakes. Means committing a mistake, creating an issue is not the issue. After it is created, if you are not going to learn something in essence, that is going to become a detrimental and problematic. That is the thing what actually it has told. These people are not going to learn, I don't think, from their past mistakes. What is the implication? The effect is that total destruction, it is said. So then, what is the suggestion? Suggestion is that these machines and all these things, the technology is being created to get our work done. When we are, Robert says, when we are here to get your work done, then what you are going to do? You are going to become idle and lethargic, lazy. Being lazy, idle mind is the devil's workshop. If that is not to happen, we should teach human how to make use of that abundantly available time with us as Ayurvasha Shatam Ranam Parimitam, as we do have. If you lead the life in wholesome way, you can live 100 years in this world. Then, for which we are created, for which we are evolved, whether it's evolution theory or the theory of the creation, for which we are created, for which we are evolved. If you do not know what exactly next level of our understanding, next level of our prosperity and the progress we are going to become, mad, such people are going to become quite dangerous to the world. If that is not to happen, we have to teach them properly. So at this point of time, not that knowledge engineering is going to teach your artificial intelligence and such to learn how to make use of that data. Also we have to teach the human being how to make use of the time also. Wishing you all the best for the great success of the conference. I conclude my words. Jai Shri Gurudev.
Thank you, Pujya Mahaswamiji, for gracing us with your presence and blessing us with your words. As the curtains fall on this event, I take a moment to acknowledge and thank everyone who made this event possible. Now, I invite Dr. C. Rangaswamy Sir, Professor and Head, Department of ECE, Organizing Chair, ICKECS, to express the gratitude towards the event.
Jai Shri Gurudev. Submitting my humble pranams to the Divine Soul, Parama Pujya Jagadguru, Padma Bhushana, Shri 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 Dr. Balagangadharanatha Mahaswamiji and Parama Pujya Jagadguru, Shri 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 Dr. Nirmalanandanatha Mahaswamiji, seeking their blessings, Pujya, and also pranams to Pujya. So first and foremost, our deepest gratitude goes to our Pujya Mahaswamiji, His Holiness Jagadguru Shri 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 Dr. Nirmalanandanatha Mahaswamiji. Okay. So I like to thank all the dignitaries, paper presenters and all the committees, organizing committee, technical program committee, publication committee, and all those are helped directly and indirectly to this international conference. Thank you one and all. Jai Shri Gurudev.
National Anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उज्जल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे.
Thank you. Jai Shri Gurudev. I kindly request
So many things has happened over the years, and despite it's not a new thing, but we have seen a lot of changes in the key agenda of Internet of Things. So I think it's before we understand about the agenda of Internet of Things, I think it's very crucial for us to understand what it's all about. So an IoT object could be categorized into three different categories. One would be the passive object. Could be something like your bank cards, your credit cards, even your student card. There's some chip and contextualized information. And then we might have the second category of objects. Could be reactive objects. That could be something like turning on and off some switch or smart meters. This is something that we come across quite often around us, and wherever you go, you are seeing remote controls, switches that turn on and off. And these are common objects for Internet of Things. But the real vision, right, for Internet of Things, particularly artificial intelligence of things, is about objects that corresponds to autonomous. So it could be something that is something like self-driving car, a vending machine that can order groceries, or even an intelligent fridge that can tells you what are the items going to expire, right? So they have more than contextualized informations that have some sort of triggering point. So the current AIoT agenda is actually moving toward autonomous object. And if you look at the general scheme, right, on getting the IoT objects, it might seems to be very simple, but there are some steps involved in transforming a physical object into an IoT objects. So one of them is actually if you have sensors, and this sensors is actually combined with the physical devices that comes with their own internet connectivity, then it becomes an IoT object. So typically, we could actually turn any physical object into an IoT objects. But when it comes to definition, right, it's still very vague, and not only in the academics. I think when you go to industry, research clusters, always seeing IoT as an infrastructure level, right, on the top level, right, on the global view. So many consortiums are still defining them as a dynamic global network infrastructures, right. In addition, when you look at consortiums like IEEE, ITU, IETF, right, they are also looking at some sort of infrastructure that performs message exchange. But unfortunately, Internet of Things, particularly AIoT, cut across many layers, and it's most important to play a very pivotal role in the consumer side. So a very tangible definition would be like how an IoT systems could be established using a number of objects, things, sensors or devices that are connected through communication and information infrastructure, And I think here we need to note the keyword, just not by connecting them, but you need to have some sort of intelligent data processing or management, right? So the keyword here is about the data processing, which should be intelligent, right? And of course, the use cases, the domains could be different applications like smart cities, smart health, and so on, right? So this definition is coined from the IEEE P2413 standard that talks about architecture, and today it is perceived as one of the complete definitions on how we see IoT as a whole. So when AI comes into the scenario, a lot of classical way of perceiving things has been changed, right? So there used to be mechanism of data collection, storing them in the cloud, processing them, analyzing them, analytics, and then try to show them in the dashboard, and then finally do some triggering control. And this has been a very traditional thing to do. But with AI, the way we collect data could be bespoke, could be very specific, right? So let's say if you have a sensor that could collect multifold of data, different data types. So with AI could determine what type of data types need to be collected, store them in the cloud, process them, analyze them, and then what type of actuation should take place based on the collected data, and finally rendering them to the control. So with the AI, they are changing the aspect, the perspective on how data collection has been traditionally, right? So this could be something new, and a lot of innovations can be done, especially when you cut across the resources for data collection, which is quite expensive in most of the cases. And also when we look at industrial use cases, right, data aggregations could be hassle, and because we are not talking about one or two sensors, we are talking about thousands and probably a couple of hundred sensors in one particular locations. So with AI today, there is more strategic manner of how we collect this data. So the communication between the physical things, right, doesn't need human interventions. So today, IoT, okay, it still follow the same conceptual. You have an object, you have local network, cloud services, then that collects the data. Embark on this research for BTech students or MTech students, right, who wants to start something new in Internet of Things. I think the most important factor is that we have to understand the convergence of telecommunications data and the consumers, and how it could influence the consumer industries. And it's very important to remember, whether it's your project or industrial project or even a university project, I think there should be some values of it, and there should not be complications. There should be always a need, but not complications. And in the long run, we should look into the humanization of technology rather than seeing them as a device that actually collects data alone, right? So there are many ways to solve this, right? Of course, looking at the application, the scale, and how it cut across the computing stack. If you look at the applications, surprisingly, most of the AIoT use cases are motivated by actual problems in key domains. Why? Because there are a lot of problems outside there, right? I think if you look at even in the campus, right, I can just give you another example that even if you look at the SJC campus, there could be some problem statement that you can turn into an IoT project. So what here the impact of the real problems is that valid, and we could have many stakeholders who wants to contribute into that, right? So one good example is smart campus, right? We just to keep our campus clean. So you could have some waste management project that actually could embossed with AIoT more strategically on the locations of the buildings, parks, right, and student centers, where you can have some sort of projects that can have your own data, right? So this is some example that I used to share, and we have done some similar projects, right? So I think in future, if you are interested, we can always be in touch, and then we could do some contributions to SJC. So this is one infographic, right? This is from Libilium. Okay, the purpose I'm showing you this infographics is to tell you that there are many use cases that is out of the box, and I think we should look into that. So one of them is water quality, right? Forest fire detections, air pollution, structural health. These are out of the norm kind of use cases, which is very much sensible to use AIoT. I think rather than we just focus on smart home, smart city, right? It's very being traditional. I think these are some of the out of the box use cases that every student should embark on. And then looking at the scale, I think mostly when we talk about IoT, people think that the scale is big, right? It cuts across many stakeholders, urban areas, healthcare, but probably just like overview, but there are more than that that you can actually explore, starting from the campus to the city and so on. So the choice is yours, and of course the point is that we have to come up with an applications that actually works. And then cutting across the computing stack, traditionally engineering students, computer science students, right? They have a good exposure to the hardware primitives, microcontrollers, right? Even learning operating systems, device programming, experimenting with connectivity, right? Ensemble programming, data storage, data analysis, and so on. But the challenges is always on the top layers, which is actually machine learning, trend analysis, and we need more students that actually pays more attention on the what we call as UI UX, user interface, user experience, because when you get the functional requirement correctly, at the end point that sells your product, that sells your project is actually the visualizations. So the dashboard, right? It's very crucial, especially if you want to impress your stakeholder on that. So the couple of enablers, sensors, smartphones, big data, they're all available today, right? And they are mostly heterogeneous because they perform rapid and real transactions. So we understood the vision of is to connect the non-physical to the physical world. So today we are using Gen AI frameworks, to prompt to get what we want. So the search engine functionality has been transferred to the Gen AI framework. But probably one day that when you open your GPT platforms, you could actually locate your missing devices precisely, because that's the rapid where Gen AI is moving on. And most of the search engines today has actually moved on to their own LLM, large language model engines, to further amplify their search capabilities. So this is another example of why we should have a clear requirements. And if you look here, this is a traditional racket that we used to play badminton or tennis, and the other side you have the AIoT enabled racket. The difference between these two rackets is that the AIoT enabled racket has a battery, power source, has an accelerometer sensor, it's a gyroscope sensor, magnetometer sensor, sweat sensors, okay, and even have SD card slot, right? So a lot of data has been collected with this AIoT racket. Now the question is, why at the first place we need AIoT racket? Okay, so are we going to measure the player's performance, or are we going to collect the player's vital signs, or is it going to have? Are we going to collect the data to study the game, the matches strategy? So these are the functional requirement that has to be clearly specified before we turn an object into AIoT object. So though typically we can transform every object into an IoT objects, it's very important to have a very clear specific requirement why at the first place we need to transform that particular object. So it's all about the problem statement that we are looking at, right? I think that just to be clear, even for a BTech student or MTech students who are doing a project on IoT, I think you need to make that firm and correct technically before you go on further. So this is an example of commercial products like Nike shoes, right? And we have wearable devices. But if you look at the ecosystems, most of the wearables are focused on fitness tracking, sports, and fashions, right? So I think some of these wearables are used in healthcare, okay, for real-time monitoring, emergency response, and so on. So typically, wearables are still in the I would say the fitness or healthcare, but they don't being really used in other domains, right? But I think it's time for us to look into how wearables can open up more opportunities for us, right? So when we talk about wearables, it is not necessarily about digital watches. It could be a wearable shoe, it could be a wearable bracelet. right? So I'll just continue, right? Okay, so so this could be crucial. So why it's crucial? Okay, let's say like power and storage management, right? So there has been prediction that 50 billion IoT devices could be worked out with staggering demand of power, but despite we say that it's low power, but they are actually uh, energy harvesting, thin film energy. So it could be something, a new application that can be developed, right? This could be an important considerations. And then we have security and privacy, which is a never-ending problem. The more and more scaling up devices, there could be more and more data protection needed. Then microcontrollers, I think today we are very lucky because the availability of microcontrollers off the shelf is quite huge. So for example, students who wants to start a project, they can use Arduino Uno, Raspberry Pi, Galileo, BeagleBone, and so on. Then for higher applications, we have like other embedded systems and boards, like wearables and so on. This could be more detailed and more advanced boards for specific applications, right? So something like LinkedIn, particles, these are more custom boards. And then today we have machine learning hardwares, right? Especially from NVIDIA. So, and also we are looking into the directions of the custom AI chip. So a lot of work has been done, all right? And it won't be surprising that we see more AI chip coming up soon to support AIoT applications, right? So that's the directions we are heading actually. So, and then we have a plethora choice of sensors. How do you select the sensors for a particular domain? Okay, cheap and compact sensor technologies are available today on the shelf. So students can just buy this online and then try to come up with a simple project to collect the data, to test the analytics, and then finally develop a dashboard. So this could be done. Then the last one would be the connectivity, all right? So this is one advantages of that. Okay. So these are the one expectations, right, of what we look into the various components like connectivity and so on, right? So there are a lot of use cases has been done, right, in terms of device platform, microcontrollers, right, software for devices. Okay, these are some of the important projects. I would say important methodologies behind on working on the IoTs. And then we have cloud platforms, right? And then a lot of students are working on data analytics, visualizations, and machine learning, right? So some use cases has been applied in many areas like supply chain management, like in facility management, where they use it for use cases in universities, right? So this could be some some key points, some important beginning. But I think to have a more detailed discussions, we could have some more discussions, to understand what we can do with this kind of projects, right? So the takeaway is always about, academics should not be worried about the proprietary solutions. I think the key point is that you should actually work into the projects or innovations that starts in the college itself, in your campus, right? So definitely there are competitions on the fragmented market, but I think a lot of projects that's been churned out from the universities or the colleges can be worked out in a bigger scale, in the commercialized level, right? So these are some of the resources that I took from for this presentation today, right? These are basically on the standards, right? And then we have consortiums, okay, some references for this today's article, right? Okay, so thank you, and I'll be happy if you have any questions to pop up.
Thank you, sir, for sharing your insights with us.
Now it's with great honor I invite Dr. Mahadeva Prasanna sir to address the gathering.
So good morning once again. See, whatever the few points I mentioned in the inaugural function, I'll just augment them with few slides. So essentially, as I was telling, when we are considering this knowledge engineering, it essentially deals with the interplay of these two fields of artificial intelligence and data science. So how we can effectively make use of these two verticals, this knowledge engineering and data science, to bring new innovations in the field of knowledge engineering. That's what I'm going to talk about few minutes. Next slide. Next slide. Yeah. So suppose I think all of you might be knowing now, if you take a dictionary meaning of the word knowledge, it is nothing but it is information and skills. It is acquired through experience or learning. That is the knowledge. We all as humans, we acquire knowledge through our experience or learning. And knowledge engineering is you have to design and develop such systems, artificial systems, which can acquire and learn knowledge from data. Okay, so that is what it is, that one. And if you go to the kernel of the knowledge engineering, so it will have artificial intelligence and data science. These two are the two fields which are required to build any knowledge engineering systems. Next slide. Next slide. I just briefly mentioned, suppose if I take Industry 4.0, one takeaway from that is lot of digital data that is being generated. People do not know what to do with that. Whereas when I go to Industry 5.0, which is now knocking the doors, the purpose there is to build knowledge engineering systems. How do we derive knowledge from the huge data that we collect? So that is where this knowledge engineering is going to play a very crucial role in the new Industry 5.0 that will be coming up after this 4.0. Next slide. Of course, if you take data itself, data, these terminologies will come. Data is nothing but a factual information and measurements that you are going to collect from any digital processing systems. And once you have that, now we need to build models which are using this data and learning the information. That's why they are called as data-driven models. Because there is no human intervention possible here. From the data, raw data, it should automatically process and learn the information or model the information. That is what they are called as data-driven models. And we are talking about data-driven products. Of course, we use extensively these products, but of late they are categorized under this nomenclature of data-driven products or data products. For example, the online shopping that you do using Amazon, Flipkart, or tickets that you book, online ticket booking, these are all data products, which essentially, see, once you, based on some knowledge, once you build this system, the further refinement of those systems is based on the data that it collects. 365 days, 24/7, lot of data gets collected when you are operating or using that systems, and those data will be processed automatically in the back end to get the next versions of the systems. That's why the data products we are talking about. Even though we are I am given some simple examples which you extensively use on daily basis, but this is going to be the reality for any new engineering system that you are going to get. For example, if you take electric vehicles, you have a lot of sensors inbuilt into the EVs. Once you are collecting the data, how do I continuously process the data and derive the knowledge which may be of useful for human operator. So in that way, that can also be treated as a data product. So in that way, in future, everything we view in terms of data products, which are nothing but a system developed by knowledge engineering. Next slide. Of course, these terminologies you may be knowing. We use these terminologies interchangeably: artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning, and data science. I will not spend much time because as these terminologies we use interchangeably, but however, when you see the original coining of those terminologies, they were meant for certain purpose. If I take the field of AI, it is essentially to develop methods which can mimic some of the intelligent activities of humans on a computing machine. Machine learning is you enable the learning capabilities, mimic the learning capabilities of humans on a machines, which essentially when you feed with data and features, it will try to learn the information. And for example, deep learning is a specialized version of machine learning where you learn such information from large models, which are deep neural network models we do. And coming to the data science, which is nothing but a disciplines for collecting, organizing such data, which is be useful for AI field. Next slide. Of course, now you will be aware of the fundamental difference between machine learning and classical programming. In classical programming, essentially there also you are using data and you also have program. Machine learning also you have data, you have program, but there is a fundamental distinction between the two fields. If I go for classical programming, whatever you do, which is essentially you have a set of unambiguous instructions and data is there. According to that set of instructions, the data get processed and you get the output. Whereas when I go for machine learning, I will try to dig out some insights from the data. That is the very purpose of the machine learning. That is also a piece of code only. However, it will be more probing into the data and learn the information. That's how I would like to put machine learning as a differentiation with reference to the classical programming. Next one. I think these parts you might have already studied. I'll skip these things. Maybe go to the next slide. You can keep rolling. These are also fine. I think this slide deck I'll leave with all of you. Maybe you can, next slide. Next slide. Yeah, just one minute. So suppose if I take the traditional machine learning, what we used to do is you have the raw data from any system, digital data get collected. There will be a human operator as a feature engineer. He or she spends a lot of time in devising methods for extracting relevant features from the data, and that holds the key for a better performance of the machine learning systems. Once you extract the features, the extracted features are available, which is essentially they are more discriminative compared to the raw data, because raw data will be highly variable in nature and we want to extract the discriminate information, and those we are calling it as features, and those features are fed to the machine learning models, which will essentially try to learn the relationship between the input output data, or if you don't have labels among the data point itself, some discrimination like clustering tasks, and you get the machine learning output. Whereas when I go to the deep learning, you can observe that there is no feature engineering. You can apply raw data directly into the deep learning model, and through several layers of learning, you get the required machine learning output coming as the output from the model. Next slide. Okay, next slide. Okay, now suppose if I take deep learning model, which are nothing but deep neural networks, these deep architectures whose predecessors are nothing but neural networks are shallow neural networks. So compared to shallow neural networks, the deep learning models have much more capabilities in terms of learning the information. So that capability came because of certain, if you look at the architecture point of view, some basic terminologies and basic principles you borrow it from neural networks, but the capabilities of deep learning models are much more higher compared to what neural networks can do. And that is what was discovered by, I think this year Nobel Award winner Geoffrey Hinton. His group came up with a method for learning such large networks. Once that was published in 2006-07, once that was published, rest is history. The whole field of AI and data science came into the forefront in the last 2 decades. Next slide. So, what this Geoffrey Hinton group showed in 2006 was, they demonstrated that it is indeed possible to train deeper neural networks. And that is where the Nobel Award winning thing came for him, for this work, where they told that it is indeed possible, demonstrated that it is indeed possible to train large neural networks. That means to say you capture more information, so which can be beneficial for doing complex tasks. That is where your ChatGPT and other technologies that we are experiencing now. Next one. Earlier, why deep learning did not work? If you look at the basic essence of the architectures, they follow the essence of neural networks. However, when they expanded the architecture did not work. The reason is we were unable to train such large networks. Okay, that was the major reason, and there was insufficient training data. Now, in the current generation, when we are training, suppose if you consider ChatGPT or large language models, which are well-known products of AI and data science, the amount of data that they use for training such models is humongously large. Such data was not available at that point in the digital space, and also it was not possible to train, unable to train, insufficient data at that point, limited computing power. All these things had a trouble in making the deep learning models a reality, even though basic ideas were there from Geoffrey Hinton's and other groups. Okay, but whereas turn of the century, we got abilities to collect more amount of digital data because of the connected world. GPU computing power came. So as a result of that, and also they came up with a strategy for training deep learning models. Because of these 3 factors, they were able to show learning the models. Okay, next slide. Of course, I think we can skip this. Next slide. I think if this figure, I think you might have seen in the public domain. If you see the comparison, AI is the bigger field. In that specialized vertical is machine learning. Within that machine learning, if you use deep neural networks concept, that comes into the deep learning model. Okay, and in that way, deep learning itself is a specialized subset of neural networks. Next slide. This I will. Yeah. Suppose, I think if you look into how technology disruptions are happening in the last 2 decades, starting from 1.5 decade essentially, from the time Geoffrey Hinton's group demonstrated learning of deep models, after that the 2 fields which are creating the technology disruptions are the field of artificial intelligence and data science. If you see that, now still we are wary about what revolutions this AI and data science are going to create for human society, but we can't avoid it. For example, if you see the generation, I think Pujya Swamiji was also telling in the morning in his remark. So we were doing manual labor. When mechanical systems came, people felt manual labor will be replaced by mechanical, but for more efficiency, people have moved into mechanical systems. When electricity came, people moved into electromechanical systems. Then they got computerized electromechanical systems, all computerized systems what we are using now. Now, what we are talking about, AI-enabled computerized electromechanical systems. That is where we are standing. I think since AI is going to add more power in terms of deriving the knowledge from a large amount of data, it is inevitable we have to move towards this AI-enabled computerized electromechanical systems. You can only delay it, but if you delay it, you will be the loser. So that is how the whole society is moving forward. Next. Of course, as I mentioned, in the last 2 decades, there are 2 disruptive technologies that have come. One is connected digital world. So the whole world is connected through digitally, by digital means. Accordingly, data collection is very easy nowadays. Any application you have on the digital space, you get data. And GPU computing power is available. Now people are moving towards quantum computing, which is a much more computing power. So, and AI powered by deep learning is available, and data science field has emerged as a major field for collecting the data science. You can see, if you want to summarize what has happened in the last 2 decades, these are the things have happened, and these are going to propel and drive the industrial revolution in the next decade or so. Next one. I think if you see the way forward for the next industrial revolution, Industrial 5.0, AI has become a major technology, okay, and which is helping data science in a big manner. Otherwise, the data science field was clueless in terms of what do I do with large amount of digital data I have, okay. So accordingly, we can exploit this AI and data science field for knowledge engineering. We essentially any engineering systems we are going to build in the coming decade, they can be treated as knowledge engineering systems. So accordingly, for Industry 5.0, this knowledge engineering will play a very crucial role. So that is where all of you will have bright careers if you realize the significance of these technology disruptions. Next slide. I think that's the last slide now. These are the few points which I wanted to mention. Thank you very much. If you have any questions, I would like to take. Otherwise, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for sharing your knowledge on neural networks and deep learning. Now it's with immense pleasure I invite Dr. Parmeshachari sir to speak a few words.
ನಾನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಬಿಡಿ, ಸ್ಲೈಡಿಂಗ್ ನನಗೆ ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಡಿ, ಅಥವಾ ಇದೆಯಾ? ಹೌದೌದು, ತೊಂದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಪ್ರೆಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುತ್ತಾ, ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಹೋಗಲಿ. ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಇದಾ? ಓಕೆ, ವೆರಿ ಗುಡ್ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ನೂನ್. ಒಂದೆರಡು ಸ್ಲೈಡ್ ಇರ್ತೀನಿ. ಓಕೆ, ವೆರಿ ಗುಡ್ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ನೂನ್. Already I have addressed during my inauguration address. So how many IEEE members are here? Okay, very nice. Thank you. So first of all, I am very happy to represent the IEEE Bangalore section for this conference. I take this opportunity to thank the Puja Swamiji and the principal sir for inviting me to deliver and address all of you on this occasion. So I will not take much time. Already I explained about IEEE. So just I would like to highlight what actually the IEEE. Okay, next slide. IEEE, we know that IEEE is the world largest professional organization. Okay, so just I would, which semester you are? Which semester? Final year, pre-final year? Second year students? Huh? Second year students? Huh? Second year students? Okay. Are you writing any papers? Huh? Yes or no? No. Are you started working any idea or projects? No. Okay. So why actually I am telling is just I would like to give brief this one, what actually the content of paper should be. Okay. So now you are organizing an IEEE international conference. So most of the authors are waiting to present their papers in the afternoon session. I think I request all of you to attend those sessions. So that will be good. You will get some idea of how you can start the paper, how you can work for your papers. Generally, see, on the final year project you have to complete, okay? In the final year you have to do one project. So in our college actually we made mandatory that all final year students should publish the papers in IEEE Explore, IEEE conference or the Spinger conference, okay? Spinger proceedings, at least. So I think you will get an idea now itself. I think it will be good. You are in the second year. You will have a lot of opportunity and you have time to learn those things, and you can produce and you can present your paper and you can publish your paper in the conference or the IEEE conference or the Spinger conference. So in general, IEEE there are 5 lakh members in across 160 countries. There are 46 councils. So whatever the conference you are organizing, that will be published in IEEE Explore. So there are 1966 conferences. Next. And in IEEE Bangalore section, as I mentioned, so it was established in 1976. Next. So IEEE, once you take the IEEE membership, the main benefits is knowledge, staying current with the fast changing world of the technology, and unparalleled network opportunities, and you are having empowering members to build their careers and give back to the society. Next. So what is the actually advantage of IEEE is keeping technically content with the modern technologies. Whatever the recent technology, IEEE will help us to update with the current technology. Oh, good. Okay. So there are a lot of opportunities with IEEE. So just to become an IEEE member, it will not helpful. Okay, you should explore. Okay, you should explore what are the opportunities in IEEE, and you have to attend the IEEE flagship events, especially organized by IEEE Bangalore section. So some of the events actually recently we hosted IEEE Bangalore section branch councillor meet and students conclave at BGS College of Engineering and Technology, Bangalore, Mahalakshmi Layout. Okay. So mostly many more your seniors have attended, I think. So you can also, whenever, see, all IEEE members, you are getting an e-notice. Where are you receiving any e-notice? Are you receiving e-notices or circulars through email? Yes or no? Okay. So through that we can get to know, even though IEEE Collaboratech is there, through IEEE Collaboratech also we will get to know what are the activities conducted by IEEE headquarters as well as the IEEE Bangalore section. So we have an IEEE awards for their career webinars, and also entrepreneurship village, IEEE women engineering member grade evaluation, and also resume lab. So since you are 4th semester, I think you have to utilize the, IEEE will also provide job site also, job site opportunities, career building, and also resume building also. Okay, if you enter all your data in the IEEE portal, so it will generate automatically resume building, because see, the resume building nowadays is very important for looking, if you are looking any job in company, so they prefer some standard format. Okay, so sometime you may struggle for how to build the resume as per the industry standards. So that IEEE will help. Okay, so and also IEEE will help us to find out jobs as well based on our specialization or based on our interest. Okay, which domain, if you are interested, if you are fill that form, so job alert will get, it will come to your email. And also one more opportunity for all IEEE member is we can create, generally you will have an email ID of gmail.com, isn't it? Your name at gmail.com. So for IEEE members, you can create an email ID with IEEE.org, your name at IEEE.org. Okay, so that is one of the uniqueness with the IEEE. And also I request all of you to to keep update your profile in LinkedIn also. So LinkedIn also play a very important to get job nowadays. Okay, the people watch through LinkedIn. So how much you are contributing, what are the certifications, what are the events, so that you can update skills on the LinkedIn as well, LinkedIn page as well. Okay, so IEEE education activities there. So IEEE education, so just now sir has mentioned, Madhav Prasad sir has mentioned some of the AI and ML courses. So in IEEE education we have different courses. All IEEE members can attend these courses and get the certificates. So do you know about NPTEL and SWAYAM? NPTEL and SWAYAM. Do you know that? Yes, like that IEEE will also provide the certificates through IEEE education program, IEEE continuing education program. So there are different, many lectures are available. Through IEEE you can access all these courses and get these certificates. The career resources I mentioned, job site. The publication actually it is very important. See, as mentioned, all the papers published and accepted today, so it is going to be published in IEEE Explore digital library. Okay, so even though IEEE journals are there, okay, so we at NMIT we have make an MOU with IEEE Open Access Journal. Okay, the cost of Open Access Journal, publication charge for Open Access Journal is $2,000. But NMIT we made an MOU with IEEE Open Access Journal, so we got 15 token, so with 15 lakhs we can publish those papers in IEEE Open Access Journal, IEEE Open Access Journal. So that will be open to all IEEE, it is open to non-IEEE members also. Okay, so we are providing, say IEEE, these IEEE journals are top cited journals. Okay, top cited journals. So with this we can publish the papers in IEEE Access and the other journals, Open Access Journal. So I request join the world largest professional organization. You make the difference when you join the IEEE. And as I mentioned, IEEE Collaboratech actually you can you can access all the information of IEEE members. You can contact with all IEEE members across the world. Okay. So you can also download the membership card and the membership certificate as well. So generally in IEEE membership you have student member, graduate member. Those who are doing UG undergraduation, they can become the graduate member, student member. Those who are doing PG, post graduation, PhD, research scholars, those who are doing PhD as also, they can also become the graduate member. So then is the associate member. The faculty member can become the member, professional member. The faculty member or the professional member with 5-10 years of experience with significant contribution, they can become the senior member. So next is the fellow. So across Karnataka we have only 22 fellow. So to become fellow is little difficult, and we have we require more contributions to the society. Then they can become the fellow IEEE member. And IEEE societies, just mentioned, IEEE student branch of SJCIT is having more than 6 student society membership. So based on our interest, we can join any of the society. Okay, so you can based on our department, if you belongs to any other, computer science department, you can join IEEE Computer Society. Aeronautical department, you can join IEEE Aerospace and Electronic Systems Society. Even electronic students can also join for IEEE Aerospace and Electronic Systems Society. So like that, we have different society chapters are there. So I listed some of the societies that are useful to other departments as well. So I request the student volunteers here to motivate other departments and other students, friends to join IEEE and establish the different society chapters. I request you to establish the IEEE Electronics Council of Electronics and Design Automation. Since I am the chair of IEEE Council of Electronics and Design Automation, I request your students to encourage to start the IEEE Council of Electronics and Design Automation chapter. So these are society memberships are free. Once you join an IEEE member, automatically you can join this membership free of cost. Okay. So WIE, IEEE SITE, IEEE Council of Electronics and Design Automation, and IEEE Nanotechnology Council, and also Council of Electronics and Sensor Council. See, some of the societies, they will provide the seed money as well. Okay. So once you get the seed money, you can strengthen your student branch as well. Okay. So these are some of the benefits to the student branch by the chapter. So once you see even your the conference also send e-notice through IEEE Bangalore section. And some of the awards actually all the volunteers. So because volunteer we are not getting any remuneration from the IEEE or something. So we'll get rewards. Okay. Through with the help of awards, we have lot of awards are available in IEEE. We have awards from IEEE Bangalore section, IEEE Society, IEEE India Council, IEEE Region 10, IEEE MGA Global. Okay, some of the awards will get from IEEE. So whenever we are volunteer for the activities or volunteer for IEEE, so we are eligible to apply for awards. So through IEEE, I got some of the awards from IEEE. So I got IEEE Outstanding Volunteer from IEEE Aerospace, IEEE Bangalore section. So like that, and even where I working in our student branch. So in Nitya and earlier college, our Nitya has got IEEE Medium Student Branch Award from IEEE Bangalore section as well as the IEEE India Council as well. So I request whatever the activities you conducted in your college, in your student branch, I request you to upload in vTools. Okay, uploading the activities in vTool is very, very important. Okay, so through that only you will get the awards, and whenever the nomination comes, you have to apply. Okay, so nominate yourself for the awards call for from the IEEE. Okay, these are the supports generally we will give to IEEE student branch. Actually, every year IEEE student branch will provide the annual grant of 50,000 rupees and early annual grant of 15,000 rupees already transferred to the student branch, and scholarships for the students, those who are having less income, and travel grant for the student for appearing the conference in abroad. And IEEE Aerospace and Electronic Systems Society, actually we at NMIT, we got one project from IEEE Aerospace Electronic Systems Society. They funded up to $75,000. In 2022 we got, so that is for 3 phases, each phase we got $25,000. Okay, so these are opportunities are available in IEEE, we have to explore. Okay, so already I mentioned, just to take IEEE membership it will not helpful. You have to explore the opportunities available in IEEE. Okay, so and this IEEE Aerospace and Electronic Systems Society, our students got lot of opportunity. Even now also there are 10 students are working for this project, the fire extinguisher unmanned aerial vehicle, and also our students got an opportunity to interact with IEEE Aerospace Electronic Systems Society president and other office bearers of IEEE Aerospace USA. Okay. And so they got also opportunity to interact with the IEEE conference, the space conference organized by the IEEE Aerospace and Electronic Systems Society. The 30 students of our college has participated and volunteered for the section conference. Around 1,000 plus participants were attended that conference, IEEE Space, the first series. The second series we have in the month of July, so in the Hotel Grand Sheraton in Whitefield. Okay, so these are the opportunities are available. I request you to attend the events organized by the section. Okay, IEEE Bangalore section. And now the IEEE membership is 50% discount up to July. So this membership is validity up to December of this month. Okay, if you take the membership in the month of August, it will be validity up to December 2026. But if you take membership now, so that is validity up to December 2025. So I request the IEEE volunteers, IEEE members here to motivate other students, and IEEE is not limited only to electrical, electronics or computer science. All branches of engineering, even mechanical engineering, civil and management students can also join for the IEEE and explore the opportunities in the IEEE. So already I mentioned what actually the conference, the advantage. The main advantage of conference, you will get immediate feedback. Okay, when you are presenting your research work, you will get immediate feedback. This will be helpful for you to upgrade yourself and incorporate those feedback to improve your research paper. So journal is also the most weightage. So maximum weightage will be given to journal. So but for the beginners of the research, the conference will be helpful. Okay. So precautions of predatory journals is many journals are available actually. So we have to be very careful to choosing the journals. Okay, how to identify the journal, whether the journal is genuine or fake. Okay, through SciMago. So you can log on to SciMago in the Google. So you can search the journal name. If the journal appears in this SciMago link, so that journal is the genuine journal. Otherwise it's fake. Okay, so lot of fake journals are available. I request, see, if the students, especially the final year students, generally they will submit to the simple journals. So if some journals are there or available, if you submit today, so immediately they will send acceptance and immediately they will publish in their journal. So but that is not good. Okay, so the journal should be index journal. Generally, they will take some minimum 2 to 3 months time for review, and those after reviewing process and once it accepted, so your paper will be have high weightage and also it will be indexed in Scopus. Okay, in the journal we have Saimago, we have 4 quartiles, Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. Okay, so Q1 is the top 25% of journals, something like that. Okay, Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. So what is the importance of citations? Do you know about citations? So while writing papers, generally we will use the citations. See, the main advantage, main important for the citation or the highlight for the citation is, so we should give credit to the original authors. Okay, so without citations, that is also one of the blunder mistake from our end if you are not citing the original authors. Okay, so if any other, see, every day some other work are going on. Okay, every day lot of work is going on, but we have to give credit to the original authors. Okay, copying is not a issue, but one thing is, if you copy or if you are copying the others' work, you should cite those paper in your paper while you are writing the papers. Okay, and Google Scholar, do you know about Google Scholar? Do you know about Google Scholar? Yes or no? Huh? Google Scholar, you know? Once you publish the paper, it will be appeared in Google, so it will create automatically the Google Scholar for us. Okay, it will also give one ID. Okay, so today onwards, at least you please create a LinkedIn account if you don't have LinkedIn account, and one more is RSID. RSID, okay. One more is RSID, you please note down. Okay, one more is RSID and Publan. Okay, these IDs you create, definitely it will be helpful in your future. Okay, so these accounts is must for you to grow in professional career. Okay, so the Google Scholar actually, I just now I mentioned citations. So those papers, whenever you are writing paper, if you cite the others paper, okay, so it will be appeared as in the Google Scholar citations. So in Google Scholar citations, we have two points will be there: I-10 index and the H index. Okay, what actually the I-10 index is? So if you suppose if you publish 20 papers, out of 20, 15 has cited more than 10 times. Okay, so then the I-10 index will be the 15. Okay, if the person and the paper has cited more than 10 times, so then the I-10 index will be the 15. So how to calculate H index? Suppose if you have published more than 5-6 papers, if the paper 1 has 20 citations, 20 times the other authors have cited of our paper, paper 2 has cited 15 times, and paper 3 has cited 12 times, and paper 4 cited 7 times, paper 5 cited 4 times. So our H index will be the 4. Our H index will be 4. How to get 5 then? How to get 5 then? If suppose paper 5 is having the H index of, citations of 5, so automatically our H index will be the 5. Okay, so this type of calculate will be the Google Scholar citations. So this is actually the Scopus index. The main Scopus index is the multidisciplinary database owned by the Elsewhere. So these are the core components, any paper if you write. So I request the second year students, please note down, if you write any paper, so these components should be there in your paper. Okay, especially this will be helpful for the final year students, those who want to present paper as a part of the project work. This will be very, very important. So these 5 points is very, these components, the core components to write any paper. The first one is the title, abstract, introduction, literature work and the related work and literature survey, proposed method, results and discussion, conclusion, acknowledgement and the references. Okay, so reference and the literature survey is same. Okay, same means whatever the survey you are using, whatever the survey you are doing for your project work, so the same has to be listed in the references. Okay, while doing literature survey and references, you should use the recent papers. See, some people will generally use the old papers. Don't use the old paper. Generally, at least 4 or 5 years recent papers you should use for writing the literature survey. Otherwise, see, I already mentioned. So every day, every minute, new work is coming on. Okay. So if you refer the old work, it is not good. you should refer the recent work. Okay, you should refer the recent work. So anyhow, I leave with my PPT with your friends. So you please collect, it may be useful. Okay, any clarification and any doubts with respect to the IEEE and other activities, the paper writing. So you please contact us. I'm happy to help you and assist you. So once again, I take this opportunity to thank the SJCIT for inviting me to address all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for sharing such a valuable points about being an IEEE membership. Thank you all for your patience listening. Note that all the participants should be there at sharp 2 p.m. in the respected venue. Greetings from SJC Institute of Technology.